So I end up reading The Anemone Feels the Heat, a brand new Yuri or GL release, and I have some thoughts about it. Anemone Feels the Heat follows Nagisa, a girl that ends up at a different high school than she intended because she messed up her entrance exam. At least that's what Nagisa tells herself. The reality is, Nagisa did not take the exam at all. See, Nagisa stopped on the way to school to take the exam to help a young girl that had collapsed in the street in the middle of wintertime. And this is where my issues with the series begin, because Nagisa, instead of being, accepting that things happened, but she still saved a young girl's life, no, she decides to blame Mahiro for it. The entire series revolves around Nagisa holding this grudge against Mahiro, who is just a rather sickly but very bright and cheery girl. Right off the bat there, that entire premise with Nagisa has made her one of my least favorite main characters in a romance story ever. I'm just generally not a major fan of main characters that are selfish and direct blame to characters that do not deserve it. The dynamic between Mahiro and Nagisa eventually begins to change, as Mahiro ends up having to spend quite a bit of time at the nurse's office with Nagisa being volunteered to be her escort. And it's this one-on-one time together where you get to see Nagisa's feelings about Mahiro slowly begin to shift. The series itself does call it a learning to love style story, but it presents itself as an enemies to lovers, and that's purely just through Nagisa's delusional thinking. But despite that rough start, it did progress throughout the volume, and the dynamic between Nagisa and Mahiro did improve, which made me comfortable with wanting to check out another volume of this series. Without that, however, I definitely would not have. Volume 1 of The Anemone Feels the Heat came out on April 1st and was published in English by Yen Press. And as always, big shout to Yen Press for sending me this copy to read and review for everybody.